What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having a great day. I know I am, and if you are, I'm gonna have to ask you to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. You will be cursed by the wizard Balthazar, and he will single-handedly ruin your life. The wizard Balthazar does not like to be kept waiting, so I would press the like button. Look, that's just from my own personal experience 1v1ing wizards. I am gonna do a quick disclaimer to any parents watching this with their kids, or if you're younger, this one is gonna be a little bit PG-13. I'm warning everybody now, so if you're not willing to listen to some PG-13 stuff, if you don't want to have anyone listen to it, now's your chance to evade it. But from here on out, if your kid's watching this, I warned them. That probably makes it sound like I'm going to be talking about something bad. It's not like that. I just figured that it is, the last day of 420, so I might as well tell a story that is themed around me being an absolute moron while accidentally on some substances. But yeah, it's a special celebration, so without further ado, let's get into it. So when I was a junior in high school, I was going through a pretty rough breakup. The first girl that I had ever really caught super strong feelings for ended up breaking my heart, and I was just pretty sad. And at the time, I was hanging out with some kids that were definitely a part of the wrong crowd. I'm not friends with any of these people anymore, and they suggested that I partake in some devil's lettuce, you know what I'm saying, in order to feel a little bit better. And at the time, I was super emo, and I don't advocate for doing this. If you're feeling upset, you shouldn't do this. This isn't the right thing to do, but at the time, heart been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe type beat. I decided to partake, so I decided to meet up with one of my friends, and he's like, yo, I know this dude who can give us it, don't even worry, everything's gonna be good. So I meet up with my friend, and we ride our bikes to this parking lot of a 7-Eleven. So we ride our bikes to the parking lot of this 7-Eleven, and there's this van that, I'm not even kidding, has a wizard painted on the side of it. A really nice painting that somebody paid a lot of money for of a wizard is on the side of this van. And my friend's like, that's the van that we're getting it from. And it basically feels straight out of a Seth Rogen movie, the mythical old man in the van. So he knocks up, my friend walks up and knocks on the side of the van. Sure enough, it opens, and there's this middle-aged guy there. Not as old as a mystical wizard with a beard or anything, but a little pudgy with a beer gut. That's basically what this dude looks like. And he's like, get in the van and bring your bikes. So we put our bikes in the back of the van and we get in, and he's like, all right, what do you guys want? And my friend says, the lettuce. We want lettuce. We want lettuce on our burgers, okay? We would really like some lettuce on our cheeseburgers, just in case Susan is watching this. And he smiles and he's like, yeah, no problem. So he goes, fiddles around with his van, and he comes back with two, paper tubes of stinky cheese. Stinky cheese with some lettuce on it. You know what I'm saying? So we take our little paper tubes of the lettuce to put on our cheeseburgers, and we're like, awesome, thanks. And he's like, yeah, boys, be careful with that, because that's the special stuff. And we're like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, it's just really good. So that's a little bit weird, but whatever. I don't want to be here any longer than we need to be. So we give him the cash and we leave the van. We hop on the bikes and we decide that we're going to go to this hill, on top of this hill where you can kind of see the entire city. I'm from a big city. It's a nice view. So we're like, yeah, we'll go hike up there, and that's where we're going to eat our cheeseburgers with the stinky lettuce. So me and my friend are hiking all the way up this hill, and we get to the top, and from the top, it's right above a parking lot. And in this parking lot is, there's a Wendy's to the right, there's a CVS on the left, and then right against the mountain underneath us is this Vons. So we're like, all right, we're up here. We're good. Let's get this stinky cheese. So we get our lettuce, our stinky cheese, and we start eating our cheeseburger, and we get through the entire thing of lettuce, and I don't taste anything, and I'm like, wow. And usually when I eat lettuce, I feel a little bit different, but for whatever reason, Hi, I'd like to use the 420 timestamp in this video to remind you guys to press sub and like and turn on notifications. All right, the 420 10-second period is up. Have fun. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling anything from this lettuce I just ate, and usually lettuce makes me feel different after partaking. So whatever. We're kind of like, damn, we got ripped off. That sucks. Let's go get a drink from Wendy's. So we're kind of walking by, and like we're in front of the Vons now because we had to go down the mountain and then past the Vons to go like into the Wendy's. And we're by the Vons, and sure enough, my friend's mom's car is right there. And we're like, oh crap, we smell like lettuce. And his mom can't know that we've been eating healthy, you know, because his mom just hates when we eat healthy. So we decide that the best thing to do is to basically hide and try to sneak through the cars in the parking lot to the Wendy's. So we're Mission Impossibling, you know. We're like, oh my gosh, dun dun da da dun dun da da, like doing our best to get across the parking lot to the Wendy's without being seen by this kid's mom. And I don't know if this kid's mom was like rocking out to the rest of an album or what, but I swear she took at least 15 minutes to get out of her car. So we're like slinking, crawling on the floor of the parking lot, probably looking like absolute weirdos. And, you know, we're like, oh, it hasn't hit yet. But we're like literally slug crawling across this parking lot, hiding behind cars in order to make sure that his mom doesn't see us. So obviously things aren't going too hot. And finally, after like dragging ourselves on the floor and ninja crawling across the parking lot, we finally get to the door of the Wendy's, and we go in, and my friend's like, all right, what do we want to eat? And I'm like, man, chicken nuggets. Let's get chicken nuggets. That sounds really good. He's like, yes, you ordered chicken nuggets. He's like, all right. So we stand in line and we're ordering chicken nuggets, and we place our order, and we both are like, oh crap, I have to go to the bathroom. And we say, all right, let's go together, you know. That way we make sure, like, if anything happens while we're in the bathroom, somebody will be there. I don't know. We were really paranoid. So we walk in, and there's 2 stalls, and we each go to a stall. And I, like, have to sit down to pee because my balance is getting bad. And I close my eyes, and when I reopen them, I realize that whatever the dude in the van gave us is not what we meant to buy, okay? Because, the floor is now, like, lava. Not literally, but it's, like, waving and moving and, like, basically the texture of the floor is now the texture of lava. And I'm like, oh my god. And I, you know, jump up on the toilet with my feet and like pull my pants up. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. My friend's like, what? I'm like, dude, whatever that guy gave us, like, it's not good. He's like, oh, so you see it too? I'm like, what? See what? He's like, oh, like the people. And I'm like, what people? He's like, the people everywhere. And I'm like, dude, no, the floor is lava. And he's like, the floor's not lava, there's people everywhere. And we're like basically having this screaming in the Wendy's bathroom over the fact of like the floor is lava, and I'm freaking out. So my friend convinces me that my shoes won't melt in the lava, that he got me special lava proof shoes. So he convinces me of this. So I'm like walking slowly on my tippy toes, basically trying to imitate the dudes that were walking on the moon, you know, like side to side swaying, doing my best to get out of this Wendy's bathroom. So I somehow escaped the bathroom with the floor being lava, and the entire time my friend is literally having conversations with these ghosts that I can't see. So I think he's gone nuts. So we go out, and the lady is like standing there working, and she has our nuggets, and she's like, here's your nuggets. And I'm like, oh, no, thank you. And she's like, well, you paid for them, so like, here. So she hands me the nuggets with the tray, and I'm like, can I take it? And she's looking at me weird, and her eyes are like changing sizes, dude. Like her face is moving. And she's like, yeah, I guess. So me and my friend like take the tray outside, and when I go outside, the entire floor has this lava texture, and I'm like, ah. And my friend, you know, reassures me. He's like, no, bro, I got you the special shoes that let you walk in lava. I'm like, oh, how could I forget? So we're near a park. So we go to the park, and we like hop a fence and go into this drainage ditch with our nuggets, and we're like eating our nuggets, and I'm sitting on the tray to make sure that I don't fall in the lava, and like the entire floor is lava. And I'm not even kidding, like my heart is beating so fast. I really thought I was gonna die. Like, no joke, it was not fun. This story should not make you want to go do anything like this, because it was terrifying. It sucked. Whatever this stuff was like laced with, whatever they put on that lettuce, 0 out of 10. I would not recommend doing this. Like, this is, you know, don't do what I did. So I'm sitting on this food tray, and my heart's beating out of my chest, and I basically am like, I'm gonna die. And I tell my friend I'm gonna die. He's like, yeah, the ghosts say that you're gonna die. Keep in mind, I can't see the ghosts. He is still talking to people that I don't know exist, like these ghosts that I don't know about. So I'm pretty convinced that I'm gonna die, and I'm literally sitting on this food tray so I don't get burned by the lava, crying because my friend just told me that the ghost said I'm gonna die, and I could feel my heart beating out of my chest. And then my friend starts crying, and he thinks he's gonna die. And for the next 3 hours, we sit there crying. And then finally, you know, we start to kind of realize how ridiculous this is, and we get up, and we like go to the park and we're dehydrated. We're literally drinking out of the water park. Like there were these geysers that would shoot up because people were at line for the water fountain, and we're drinking out of the water geysers. Like, oh my God, thank you so much for the fact that there's water. We're so dehydrated. We just thought we were gonna die for 3 hours. Like legitimately, I thought I was going to die. It was not fun. Not fun. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. And yeah, whatever the old man in the van gave us, definitely 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. I should have known that from the beginning. Like, I actually gave up every type of lettuce after this for a very long time because I was so terrified of what happened. And yeah, be very safe. Don't do what I did. Like, avoid it all if necessary, man, because you just never know. Like, you never know when you're gonna think the floor is lava, and it's not fun. Thinking that you're gonna die for hours at a time is not fun at all. Not fun. I should probably go to therapy. Other than my fear, though, who I really feel bad for is like the Wendy's worker who was trying to give us our chicken nuggets while my friend was like screaming at ghosts that didn't exist, and I probably had the look of fear on my face because I thought I was standing in lava. They probably got a great story to tell. Like every time they're at dinner, you know, every time they're on a first date. Oh my gosh, one time I worked at Wendy's and these kids came in and they thought the floor was lava, and one of them was like talking to themselves. It was crazy, and it is a pretty good story though. Moral of the story: avoid all substances that are related to lettuce, especially if they're given to you by a sketchy old man. I would just definitely avoid them then. Like, definitely. At that point, sketchy old men are not to be trusted. It's not a Harry Potter book. Hagrid is not going to come tell you a wizard. He's going to mess you up and make you embarrass yourself in the middle of a Wendy's. That's right, guys. I hate to burst your bubble, but Hogwarts is not real, and strange old men usually cannot be trusted. He's not a wise old sage. He's a devil in disguise. And, yeah, I obviously don't recommend doing anything that I said in this video, obviously. Like, I regret it. It's not my favorite, but it is a fun little way to end, you know, the month of 420. And I figured you guys would find it at least a little bit entertaining, because, you know, I'm fine now. It's, what, 4 years later? I don't know. Ever since then, I haven't really been able to math that well. It also might have to do something with the fact that I dropped out of college. But on that note, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoy. If you did, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. If you turn on notifications, you have a chance at a notification shout out. Today's notification shout out goes to Jeff Bezos' daddy 69. Big thank you for having on notifications. Jeff Bezos is in fact daddy. He could buy me for a couple billion. And yeah, on that note, guys, turn on notifications, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. If you're looking for some dope threads to spend the rest of your quarantine in, check out the merch. And if you're buying G Fuel, use code Scrubby at checkout. You guys know it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.